Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So you get prepared with a pen and copy. Now you take a pen and copy so that you can take the notes. Okay, ready? So roll number 80 and 89. Are you here? Roll number 80 and 89.
Yes, sir.
Roll number 80
Yes, sir.
and 89 है या नहीं? ठीक है. So with roll number 80 and 89, I will talk after the class. Okay. If possible, you may late 5 minutes for the next class. Anyway, no problem. Now, so it is already written, so I need not to repeat. So let us explain. Now the nozzles. Now we have discussed the flanges. Okay, mainly used for joining two parts of a pipe, to joining the pipes as a, or to attach the heads with the shell, or to attach the different parts of an equipment, so that depending on our criteria or requirement we may fabricate the non-standard flange, and if it is very standard dimensions, so we can go for the standard flanges. And there are different categories, you know it, and you are also drawing it. So now nozzles. So nozzles is also a must part of your vessel or pressure vessel. Okay, because it provides, you write down whatever written in this slide or in the coming slides. Okay, because it provides in the process equipments for inlet and outlet of the process material. Okay, or outlet of the process material, or monitoring temperature and pressure purpose. We can use the nozzle for insert thermometer, thermocouple, pressure gauge, whatever, or for draining purpose also. So it is almost an integrated part of your process equipment. Most of the process equipment you will find it. You can find it in the heat exchanger, you can find in the evaporator, you can find in the pressure vessel, you can find in the storage vessel. Okay, cooling tower, absorption tower. So nozzle is almost integrated part. Now, okay, I'm going to next slide. Hmm? Is it over writing? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Bolo. Now, similarly, nozzles may be fabricated or classified according to their formations, how they are prepared or attached or formed with the equipment. It may be formed nozzle, it may be fabricated nozzle, it may be integrated nozzle. Formed nozzle means it is fabricated to a specific shape and size, okay, separately, okay, and it is attached with your equipment or the vessels by the welding. So it is made separately depending on your dimensions, depending on your material, and you use or attach by the welding with the equipment from nozzle. When it is fabricated nozzle, then a short piece of circular cross-sectional pipe or tubes, okay, or plates that can also be welded, okay, to the shell, and the length of the nozzles is 1 to 2 times the diameter of the nozzle. The nozzle should be 1 to 2 times the length of the diameter of the nozzle. Length means the height. So if I draw it here, so suppose this is a pipe, okay, and you cut it from here, and you can attach this section of a piece of the pipe with an pressure vessel by welding. So that is fabricated, and another is that if we do or if we make the nozzles, okay, from the equipment's material only, means the fabricated from a portion of the shell or head, okay, by cutting or shaping the material into the nozzle shape. So that is known as the integrated nozzle. Though that much not used, also it can be, the nozzles can be prepared like this also, and this is termed as the integrated. And for that the material should be ductile, okay. You know what is the meaning of the ductile? I discussed in the first or second class. Means the span of the plastic zone is vast in a strain versus stress curve. So it is not brittle, so you can heat up, okay, you can cool it, but it may reach its plastic zones, but it will not cross the ultimate or the rupture limit. So the material must be ductile. It should be, and the process should be done within the range of the proportionality limit. So it is a requirement for the integrated nozzle preparations. Now, next slide. Okay, I think it is over. We have written it. Now the nozzle, the purpose is that we already discussed, for inlet and outlet of the raw material or the product. First purpose. And for fitting purpose, you can, for monitoring the pressure, monitoring the temperature, monitoring the concentration, okay, whatever, or for the drainage purpose, or as a manhole for the cleaning purpose. So it is used. Now I am again writing this figure because it is already drawn. Now you see, suppose this is the cell, this is the thickness. So So this is the cell. Now suppose here you want to make a nozzle. So what you have to do? You have to make a hole in the cell wall. Clear? So I am removing some portion of the cell wall. Sorry. Dot select object, small eraser. Okay, so now I may make a hole. Clear? Now when I make a hole, the material loses its continuity and you attached a nozzle by the welding. So suppose I am attaching nozzle here. This is the hole. Okay. This is the nozzle. And here we make a hole. Now since we make a hole in the cell wall, so here is that internal pressure, huge pressure. So in this portion, in this discontinued portions at the edges or the vicinity of the nozzle, the localized stress is very high because suppose this is the circumferential stress in this direction, but here is some changes in of the directions. So the roughness is also there. So due to the resultant stresses at this vicinity of the nozzles portions, the localized stress may increase, not always, the permissible stress of the material and causing a leakage or the failure of the material. Okay. Sometimes it is the pressure vessel or the storage vessel you give or you in a cycle you use for the inlet, so the pressure is created gradually and you again for the outlet it is reduced, so a cyclic load is there. Temperature fluctuations may be there in the Nagpur. You may reach up to 45 46 degrees Celsius, and in the winter it may go down to even 10 degrees Celsius. So fluctuations is there. Then uh, localized stress change due to the change of the directions of the material there, and you are using over the time by different cycles, so there may be a possibility of the failure of material in the vicinity of the nozzle. So what happens actually, we have to compensate the area of the material that is removed, okay, with the nozzles to give it the extra strength. That means I go to the next slide. You see here it is a nozzle, the topmost. Okay, now this area has been removed. Okay, this area has been removed. Now for the compensations, because if we increase the area, then the stress will be decreased, because the stress is nothing but the load divided by area. So if I give the extra area, or then it will be, it can sustain more stress. So what happens, the area removed is compensated as a ring. Okay, is as a ring concentric to the nozzle hole. So if I have the figure, then I can show it. It's not no problem. No, it is not here. Okay, so we use to compensate the area. Now, here we will do a design. How much area and where it should be compensated using the area for area method. So this is the method for compensation of the area for the nozzle, and we will know the stepwise calculations for the compensation area, how much area is needed to be this diameter or thickness, and where it should be fitted or welded. So that is known as the area for area method. And this is and you are adding the area here, okay, and this is known as the compensating ring. Just a minute, if I find the picture or diagram in the Google, so I can show it. Just a minute, okay, let me search. Yes. So I can copy this, paste here. So is it visible? दिखाई दे रहा है? Hello?
Yes, sir.
तो
Visible.
देखो, that is the nozzle, that is the front nozzle. एक पाइप सेक्शन, सर्कुलर पाइप यहाँ पे फिट किया गया by the welding, and the area removed, that is compensated like this. Okay, you can see it here. So that is known also as a reinforcement pad. It gives the extra area thickness. It is welded. So now we are going to calculate the area or the thickness that has to be compensated by the area for area method. Clear? So this is our purpose. Very easy. Now you write down all this. Now the area for area method, the principle is that what we are making whole, the area removed, for the making whole, the area of the cell wall that is removed should be added as a reinforcement pad. Not always, but I will explain. Okay. Now, if the portion of cell has excess thickness, it can be provided. How the area can be added? In the portion of cell as excess thickness, in the portion of the nozzle outside, or and oblique or, maybe or alternatively or additionally inside. Inside means ये externally और internally भी हम लोग provide कर सकता हूँ. So we can also provide the area internally also, okay, at the within the cell, okay. Then and in the form of reinforcement pad or compensation ring, what I have told. So at first the area removed can be added, okay, in the cell as excess thickness, okay. It can be added in the nozzle outside or inside or both outside and inside. It can be added as a reinforcement pad or compensation ring. Now you draw perfectly this picture, okay, this diagram. I will send although, but for your class note you draw this. So for that I am giving you 5 minutes. You draw this figure particularly. You draw it by hand. And this nomenclature, that is the CA, A, X, X, H2, H1, we will all use in our calculations. So you have to clearly understood this. What is the dimension H1? What is the thickness of the cell? What is the thickness of the nozzle, like this? What is the diameter? And for problem solving also. You draw it perfectly. If you finish, then you tell me, okay? Over. Hello.
So, sir,
हो गया?
labeling. Sir, just labeling the die.
ठीक है, करो.
Oh, excuse me, sir.
बोलो.
Sir, H2 is excluding the shell thickness, or is it including the shell thickness?
H2.
Yes, sir.
Limiting dimensions vertically of the Gaussian. You write down, I will explain all this. Okay.
Okay, sir.
You just write down it. If I have time, then I will complete it today, or part of that I will continue next day. हो गया ना?
Yes, sir.
बाकी लोगों को?
So the writing in the chat box they've completed.
Okay. So now you write down this nomenclature at first. A1 is the total area of excess thickness in the vessel cell. You see here there are 4 A1, then A2, then A3 and A4. Okay, so you see here that the excess area is attached within the cell outside of the nozzle as a reinforcement pad also. So A1, A2, A3, A4. These are the area added. So the total area in excess thickness in the vessel cell. A2 is the total area in excess thickness in the nozzle wall. A3 is the area of the inside extensions of the nozzle, and A4 is the area required for the compensation, that is the reinforcing pad, compensation ring, whatever. So that is the A1. So A1 is, you see here it is attached, there is a thickness, excess thickness in the vessel cell. And A2 is the in the nozzle wall, excess thickness. Nozzle wall जो है उसके बाद भी excess thickness दिया गया है A2. A3 is the nozzle के साथ ये नीचे है. Okay, so that is the ये जो है that is the A3. Okay, extension of the nozzle at the bottom or inside the vessel, and A4 is the excess thickness, okay, in form of a reinforcement pad. Okay, so these are the 4 places we can add the area. It is not always that in all the cases all the available area will be A1, A2, A3, A4. It may be sometimes that no need to add the reinforcement pad, because in our calculations, so there is the available area can be fulfilled by A1, A2, A3. A4 is not needed. In some cases, A4 may be needed, so that will calculate. It depends on the specific problem. And now write down the T, Tn, Tr, Trn. Total thickness of the wall of cylindrical cell, that is the T. Tn is the total thickness of the nozzle wall. Total thickness of the nozzle wall, that is the Tn. Okay, that is the Tn. What it is, Tn? This is at the bottom. Total thickness of the nozzle wall. Then Tr, required cell thickness, and the Trn is the thickness required for the nozzle wall. So these are the nomenclature. That is the Trn and that is the Tr. Now next is the Ca H1H2 X D Di. H1 and H2 is the lifting dimension vertically of the nozzle. So H1 and H2. Okay, so this should be the height or length of the nozzle. It is the limiting H1 and H2. Okay, at the outside of the nozzle, inside of the nozzle. So that is the limiting H1 and H2. You cannot increase the length. Then CA corrosion allowances, whatever. D is the internal diameter of the nozzle in the corroded condition. So I'm again going to the, where is the D? So up to black to this person, up to black, this is the corroded conditions diameter. Okay, and the some white strap, it is the known as the CA, that is the corrosion allowances. So D is the in the corroded conditions diameter and DI is the non-corroded. Okay, in the non-corroded internal diameter of the nozzle. So we can write D equal to DI plus 2CA. Clear? You just see the figure and tally it. Non-corroded means, corroded condition means corrosion allowances not considered. And internal diameter of the nozzle DI takes the corrosion allowances. So D equal to DI plus 2CA, because the both side we are giving the corrosion allowances. And what is X? X is the limiting dimension along the vessel axis. So similarly H1 and H2. Okay, so this is the X. So X. So up to this you can provide the extra area along the vessel axis. So H1 is fixed, H2 is fixed, X also fixed. It is not that you can add the extra area infinitely along the pipe. It's not. So X is the limiting dimension along the vessel axis. ठीक है? Is it fine?
So,
Now we will start with the permissible limit with the limiting dimension X and H1. Now you see here, this is the X, that means the dimension parallel to the cell axis, and its value is either D or the expression DI plus DI by 2 plus T plus Tn minus 3Ca. It is the recommended or the standard limiting dimensions. Now, since X has two dimensions, so this the minimum value of this will be considered. If the D is minimum, we will consider D, and if the expressions, right side expressions value is less, then we will consider that one. And for H1 and H2 also, okay. So H1 and H2 is given like this, and whichever value is small, we will consider. In one case, that is the 2.5 into T minus Ca, and in another case 2.5 into Tn minus Ca. and we will consider whichever is small. One value will be given, either H1 or H2. And for the other value, you have to calculate both this value and you have to take or consider the lower value. Clear? So you write down. So the limiting values parallel to the axis, basal axis, perpendicular to the basal axis, H1, H2, it is given. Now, what is the area loss or what is the area that we lost due to the hole, making of hole for the nozzle? So, that is equal to D into TR. Just a minute. Just a minute, okay. Okay, so that is the D into TR. What is the D? You see here, that is the D in corroded conditions. And what is the TR? And what is the TR? So this amount, the thickness. Okay, so this is now this area has been removed. So that is the D into TR. Fine. It is easy to understand. So, okay, so you see here, that is the thickness of the circular portions, but the circular wall, cell wall, and it is the D. And the other is the required thickness of the cell. You write down the expressions. The required thickness of the cell, TR. Okay. So the required thickness of the cell, TR equal to, you know, this is the well-known formula. Okay. PD by 2FJ. And what is TRN? TRN, it is also, you can calculate PI DI 2FJ minus PI. Similarly, the thickness, and you have to calculate then A1 and A2. Okay, that is here, this area, A1 and A2. This is area, A1 and A2. So if you find it, okay, if you say calculate it yourself, so it will be like this. It is simple. It is the diameter into the thickness. So if you consider by looking the figure, is 2x minus d into t minus tr minus ca, and A2 is 2h1 into tn minus trn minus ca. So anyway, we will stop here. You can leave except roll number 80 and 89. Okay, I am not going further. If you have any problem, you can ask in the next class. But you can leave. Okay, you can leave 80 and 81, 89.